Hi everybody, thanks for joining me for this week's question and answer video. It's Monday and I do this every single Monday and I'm answering questions from the last question and answer video from last Monday. I encourage all of you, please go down below into the comment section, ask me anything you want. I will answer your questions next week in the next Q&A video next Monday. I hope everyone's feeling good. I hope everyone had a good weekend. If you aren't feeling good, know why and try to change that. I like to recommend something every single week for you guys. Maybe it could help you with relationships. Maybe it could help you with personal growth, healing, recovering from trauma, things like this. And this week, let's say last week, and I'm saying this because I think you guys, if you haven't already, go back to last week's video and look at everyone's recommendations. Last week I left it open. I've done that. That's the second time now, where I just wanted everybody, I encouraged everybody to go down below in the comment section and just list something that really helped you, that was significant for you. And it's just a ton of great ideas, guys. And if you guys watch these videos, any of you, to get beneficial advice and recommendations, things that will help you heal and recover and learn about yourself and have relationships, better relationships, then look at my recommendations. I've been doing this, I think I've been doing these Q&As for about 5 years. I think I've missed 1 week in 5 years. So that's a lot of recommendations and I put a lot of time and energy into them. So I really encourage all of you to go back to last week's video. You can see them on the list of videos. Just go back to last week and you can see tons of great recommendations. I really appreciate you guys being involved in doing that for me. Thank you very, very much. This week, pick something, pick some reaction that you guys have to people. It could be to anybody, anonymous people, you know, walking down the street that you meet, or coworkers or friends, family. Pick a reaction that you don't like, that you do, that you would like to change. And maybe that's when somebody's asking you for help and you don't want to give it, when somebody's asking you personal questions that you don't feel comfortable asking, or sometimes maybe you might freak out about something. Maybe you have a hard time saying no. Maybe you have a really hard time asking for what you want. All right, so try to pick something like that. If you're really bad at asking for things and asking for what you want, try to pick a day, 24 hours, where you ask for what you want from everyone you know. Okay, and when someone asks you for something they want, you say sure if you want to, and then tell them what you want. Huh? Right? Try and see if you can do that, or maybe try to interact with people for a day without any transactions, without anything being given or taken. You know, you should do this, give advice, just say I'm sorry, without, you know, asking for something you want at all, but just their company, you know, whatever it is for you. And there's always something we all want to fix or change or be better at, right? So why don't you try to do that for one day? One day, just say no to everybody. Don't answer any personal questions for anybody. Ask for everything you want all day. Things like this. Just tell no. Say no to people no matter what, if you're bad at that. What is something, and maybe you guys can list something down below. That would be nice. What is it that you don't like how you react to somebody's questions or probing and stuff like this? And what is it you would like to change? So if you could list that down below, that might help somebody else. Thank you. All right, let's get into the questions, which are great, and there's lots of them, so I'm going to kind of try to move fast. I try to not allow my videos to be like 2 hours long, because I know that it just gets too much. So sometimes I might not answer every single person's questions in these. I might answer them personally. If I miss a question or something, I misunderstand, I get it wrong, you don't understand me, just keep asking. Okay, there's no such thing as a bad question. Ask me anything you want. I'll let you know if it's too personal. And if I miss it or make a mistake, don't understand, just ask me again. Tell me again. I'm sorry. Okay. All right. First one is from Jennifer Ellis in the United Kingdom. Hello, Jennifer. David, what are the signs of repressed anger? And I'm answering this from last week's. I missed it. So I caught myself that I missed it. So I'm answering again this week. Repressed anger. Any emotion that we don't express stays open forever. And all of your guys' memories, things that you can, you know, remember and recall from your past, maybe when you're a child and you can remember details, what you're really going to remember is the emotion. And that's why it's significant. It's emotionally significant. If you don't express your angers, guys, if you don't express your emotions, it stays like that forever, until you finally decide to. And it can also be more damaging. Repressed anger can be very damaging, but how does it come out? How does it come out? Well, you know what happens, right? You guys all know. We've all been there, and we've all not told somebody that what they did was annoying or what they did was wrong, or I don't like that, doesn't feel good. You piss me off, and we don't tell them. And what happens? What happens? You guys know that. It comes out later. Like, and then you apologize and you feel bad and you're like, oh, well, I hope. And you say, oh my God, I didn't know that. I should have said something earlier, right? That's what happens. Repressed anger comes out and outbursts. Anger is not bad. It's not wrong at all. Anger's good. Anger's good. Makes you feel alive, right? I mean, I know people that, God, no matter what somebody can do to them, they don't get angry. It's like ever. It's like scary. Like you're going to do something drastic someday. But repressed anger, it comes out in rage, temper tantrums, yeah? And it comes out in violence. And it tends to come out in violence because if I'm repressing my anger, I don't know how to express it well. Anger's not wrong. How we express it can be wrong. If we're violent, yelling, screaming, shouting, hitting, throwing things. I mean, just, slam down on the counter. That's violence, okay? And children that have anger, we need to make sure that we help them with this because we don't want them to have anger outbursts anymore. After 4, it becomes a real problem. And if not by 7 or 8, we don't change these behaviors, typically never does. And you got 50, 60-year-old men that are just violently angry all the time, right? So that's what happens with repressed anger. Just like any emotion, we can't repress it. It stays there. And we can try to ignore it and numb it and things like this, but all it does is get us in a bunch of trouble. Okay, next question is from David from Canada. Hi, David. One thing that helped me was every day I would keep a notepad with me and list of things I had accomplished that day. Sometimes it would start with simple items like made my bed or watched a David DeMar's video, LOL. It really helped to reassure myself that I was improving, recovering. And I read David's, and I'm not gonna read all the recommendations, just the questions, but I like this one. It just helps mindfulness and awareness. It's amazing how I can get a client to just track something every day. And they realize I am getting better. I'm not getting worse. I do, the worst day I had, no, this isn't the worst day I had, actually. Not at all, actually. It's not that bad. And it just really helps with all kinds of things. Help know who I am and know how I'm feeling and know what I'm being mindful of what I'm doing. I don't like to do that anymore. I don't want to do that. I want to stop this. I want to continue to do this. And it just really helps guide us in life immensely. And if we've been traumatized and abused for a long period of time, we stop being aware of ourselves. So charting, daily progress, rating, numbers, all this helps so much. Thank you for sharing, David. All right. Next one is from Mo. I don't know where you're from, Mo. Oh, when you guys ask questions, please let us know where you're from. Tell us your locations. I'd appreciate that. Thank you very much. Mo says, it's been so long that I have felt that I had a genuine connection with another. It's like I'm in the desert looking for a tiny sip of water when it comes to relationships. That's what I've been experiencing since I damaged my hearing in 2003. Tinnitus is such a cruel condition. It made me a freak. I had tinnitus. I know a lot of people who have suffered from trauma in their childhood had tinnitus later. I know the source of why I had tinnitus was gunfire, but we're just extra sensitive to these things. So it's amazing how many people I've seen that says they had tinnitus or have tinnitus who've dealt with childhood trauma. So the genuine connection, you're talking about emotional connection. It sounds like that's an emotional need for you, as it is for most healthy people. And what you're going to find, Mo, is that some people emotionally connect and others don't. Some value it, some don't. Some have done it in their life before and some never have. And if you value emotional connection, but you're dating someone that does not, then you have grown up with people that do not. I mean, you probably didn't emotionally connect with your parents or parent and probably other people in your life where that's kind of the norm. It feels, if you're in that situation, it feels kind of like, that's a good explanation what Mo says, kind of being in a desert looking for a tiny sip of water. And I like that a lot. I kind of describe it as following someone around trying to get them to understand you all the time. You know what I mean? So like with you're an abuser, a sensitive abuser that can't take anything they've done. They can't, you can't say anything, they've done anything wrong, right? Oh no, you didn't abuse me. That was just a misunderstanding. No, it's when you're trying to explain to your partner, which we're supposed to do, how something they did hurt you. And you're being kind and compassionate and empathetic, and you're just saying, please understand how bad this feels when you do it. So if I can get you to understand that, maybe you won't do it anymore, instead of just threatening you and telling you don't do it, you piece of crap. See? So you're trying to build that emotional connection with somebody who won't do it. So my best recommendation is find people that value it. How do you know? Take your time before you move in with them, have sex with them, commit to them, sign documents and agreements with them. Find this out first. Okay, and you're going to have people that are going to ask about, people that value this, they're going to listen better. They're going to listen more than they talk. They're going to describe themselves interpersonal, their actual authentic inner self, and they're going to be care and curious about who you really are, not what you are. And for people that grew up with people with no emotional connection, it's going to be hard to know what that is without some people showing you. Thanks for the explanation, Mo. And Mo again, David, I got a question. Making decisions tend to be very hard after a long period of being depressed. Any tips on how to get that confidence back? Well, the reason it's hard to make decisions after being depressed, after being traumatized and abused and neglected and things like this is because we lost a sense of who we are. Okay, and I always do this when I talk about who people are, 5 major parts of who you are. And feelings is a big one. Things like this, we lose our values, we lose sight of what we want and things like this. And so it makes it really hard to make decisions. So how does it make it easier to make decisions for you? Know exactly who you are and you won't hesitate. I know how I feel all the time. I know exactly what I need and how to get it. I know what I value and I show it when I interact with people, my choices, my decisions all the time. That's principled in my daily life. And I know, because of these things, I know what I want. I know exactly what I want all the time, okay? And this helps me, really helps me make my decisions right away. I know what I want. You ask somebody what do they want and they have to wait a while, right? It's just your awareness, self-awareness. How do you get the confidence back? The confidence on your decision-making. Confidence comes from experience. And so if we've had, a relationship where a narcissistic person neglects who you are and denies who you are and doesn't care and tells you to shut up and you should do this and you should do that and all this other crap, and then we make a decision and they insult you for it and ridicule you for it and make you self-doubt and all this stuff. So if you make a decision and I guess it works out okay, just a decent, just okay experience, we gain confidence, right? So if you have people who value who you are in your life, that will probably help a lot. Okay. Next question is from Rory in Ohio. Hi, Rory. Rory says, happy Sunday, David. This past week, I've been struggling. I feel I offered an explanation when I should have just put to them why they didn't just ask me. I would have told them. Okay, let me read that again. This past week, I've been struggling. I feel I offered an explanation when I should have just put to them why they didn't just ask me. I would have told them. I don't understand. I might be reading it wrong. Is over-explaining a thing with us? Yes. Heavy heart here in more than one way. Thanks, David. I'm sorry, Rory. I hope you feel better since you left that a couple days ago. Yes, over-explaining. If people don't care who you are, they don't understand you. There's no emotional connection again. Okay? Emotional connection, I know who you are. I know exactly who you are. I know how you feel. I can almost finish your sentences. I know what feels good and what feels bad to you. And I'm never going to do what feels bad. I'm always going to keep doing what feels good. And you see this? I understand you very well. And I care to know more. But if I'm not emotionally connected with you and I don't really care who you are and I don't know what you need, what you want, how you feel, and what you value, it doesn't even matter to me. It's insignificant. I'm not going to understand you. And so you can try to communicate with me and I'm not going to understand. I don't care. What? Huh? I don't know what you're saying. God, what language are you talking? And you're just sitting there going, English. I'm telling you, I'm upset. You can't understand that. Yeah. No, you just don't care. This is the theme this week. Emotional connection. Understanding humans. Relating to other humans to where we build a ship together and sail. Relationship. Right? I have to relate to other humans. If I objectify and exploit humans and ridicule them and judge them, how can I relate to them? Unless I think about myself, but no, I'm doing that to separate. I'm projecting my bad crap onto everyone else, so I don't look at myself. I don't know myself. How can I relate to you if I don't know myself? You see, people with personality disorders have big time problems relating to other humans, especially when we get into like sociopaths, psychopaths. There's no conscience there. How can I possibly relate to you? I can relate to you as well as I can the rock I'm sitting on. Or the rock I crawled out from underneath. I'm sorry that you're struggling. Yes, over-explaining means that we're not enough. Meaning just, I ask for what I want, that's not enough. Well, I do want this, but I don't have to, but I just thought it would maybe help me if no, I want this. Can I have this? No, I didn't do it. No, right? Or, no, I didn't do it. I swear I would never do something like that. I would never do it. I promise. You can see. You want to see my phone? Blah, blah. I mean, those are two perfect examples, right? Asking for what I want. Isn't just I want it enough? Isn't it that it just feels bad? Isn't that enough? Can't I just tell? I mean, hey, partner, that doesn't feel good. And you guys say, oh God, I've tried and I tried with counseling and they just don't try that hard. And I tell them it's something they do doesn't feel good. How about you just, that doesn't feel good. And if they care, wouldn't it stop? Wouldn't they go, what doesn't feel good, honey? Something I did? What? Tell me, please. I won't do that anymore. I promise. Instead of, oh God, you want to be with someone like that? And they only act like that when they realize you'll take it. So, yeah, Rory, your question is do we over-explain? Yeah, probably just like I just did. Lisa. Lisa from United Kingdom, right? Or I think. Thank you, David. I really enjoyed the Q&A video tonight. You're always good with your suggestions and make perfect sense. Thank you. Also, thank you for answering my question tonight. It was good to hear that just because I may have not had such a great day, it doesn't mean I'm going backwards in my healing. No, guys, and that's important. I hear it all the time. Oh, I feel like I just started back from where I was. I feel like I just went back a few years. My recovery, I just went backwards. No, you didn't. You just have a dip, okay? And when we're in trauma, these are huge, and as we're recovering, they're still big. And the idea is that we kind of just balance out a little bit like everyone else, because no one has a life like this, right? No, you can't have the same exact day you had as you did 10 days ago, and you're gonna have in 10 days from now. So, I'm sorry, Lisa, maybe you're still kind of like this, right? And we had a really bad day, but those will get better, especially without people traumatizing you, huh? Yeah, stress. And I think you had a question is why I say this. I also think, David, that yes, I can be a bit overprotective of myself after toxic abuse. Well, that's good for a while. I can still be very vigilant, and maybe I need to loosen up a little. Yeah, maybe. It's also good to have the boundaries that I now have and like myself a little more than I used to. I like you more than maybe I would have a long time ago. But I like you more and more every day too, Lisa. And hopefully that allows you to have some confidence and just keep expressing yourself. Who cares what people think, okay? All right. Next question is from Nadia. Hi, Nadia. From Sweden. Thank you. Nadia from Sweden. I'm so thankful for you and your channel. You have helped me a lot. Thank you for telling me, Nadia. I have a history of abuse, both in child and relationships. My first boyfriend was 19 and I was 13. It wasn't a good relationship at all. No, it's absolutely child abuse. There's no relationship there. A 13-year-old doesn't have a relationship with a 19-year-old. And I'm not just saying just because it's illegal, which I believe that's illegal in every corner of the world. And, that really says a lot about parenting. I'm sorry, but it does. And it's easy for me to say since I don't have children, but I I've got to say, if I had a 13-year-old daughter, she's not going to be interested in 19-year-old men because she's going to have a daddy. God, my computer will not stop. Okay. So you had a boyfriend when you were 13 and he was 19. It wasn't a good relationship at all. It wasn't really a relationship. It was just abuse, child abuse. My other boyfriend I met when I was 17, and he was very, very abusive and controlling. However, I have not been the best person either. Well, you're still a child. Even 17. Your brain still has several years to grow. You're just about to start developing your personality. I left him after 4.5 years together. Now I'm in a new relationship and it doesn't feel good. I feel sad and unloved. We have the great times, but then also times where he is cold towards me. He seems so annoyed by me. His tone of voice and he talks to me is very negative and it makes me feel stupid and like a burden. The way he acts doesn't show that he loves me, yet he says that he does. He often pushes me away when he needs space. And he told me that once when we get in an apartment together, he wants to keep his old one, just in case he needs space from me. He wants to go there and sleep for a few days when he needs to. This made me feel uncomfortable. I told him that it makes me feel weird, that I respect his need for personal space, but having a life like that isn't what I want. I asked if we could compromise. He said, no, that is what he needs, and if I can't take it, then we can just go our separate ways. So I said that I will respect his need. But what about yours? We come first. We come first. It's the only way it works. I just feel like he doesn't really care for me and my feelings. It's often what he wants and what he feels, and it's often his way. It makes me feel so bad, and I don't know how to solve this. Do you have any advice for me? Yeah, leave him. Dump him. Go. Run. You're dating another child who likes children. Seriously, though. I mean, this is, I don't know how old it is. I guess we call people men. I guess we call males men after 18. Doesn't really make them men. A man won't commit. A man is afraid to commit. A man is full of it and does it and gives you his word. It means nothing. A man is no. A man commits. A man invests. A man is true and honest, has integrity, respect, self-respect, cares, compassionate, empathetic. That's the man that sounds like you want, but it definitely is not the man you have, right? And you have a pattern of this, and this started in childhood. So there's something wrong. Let's fix it. It's probably not hard, okay? This isn't something that you're